Customs and Border Protection announcing record low numbers of illegal alien apprehensions at the southern border. The federal agency tracking only 4,600 apprehensions in July compared to more than 6,000 seizures in June. Joining me now is Sheriff Thad Cleveland of Terrell County, Texas, also a retired 26-year veteran of the United States Border Patrol. So we're going to break this all down to get an understanding. You know, Texas is set to build one of the largest migrant detention centers, which has the nickname Camp Bliss. We've been following this story, Sheriff. It's expected to have 5,000 beds, and the Department of Defense says it should be up and running by 2027. So we're really curious about what you think about this, because critics of immigration detention centers are certainly pushing back, arguing that there isn't a need to create more detention centers. How do you see it?
First of all, good morning, Laura, and great to be on with you today. Look, El Paso's been a place, with a lot of history with immigration, with Juarez being right across the border. We have what's called the El Paso Processing Center, the EPPC, that's currently there. And there's really not a better place than El Paso, Texas, for an immigration camp that's going to be, one of the largest, if not the largest, along the U.S.-Mexico border. And that's because of its access to all portions of the U.S.-Mexico border. It's pretty much centrally located between San Diego down the Rio Grande Valley. Of course, you have Fort Bliss Airport, or you have an airport there, you have Fort Bliss, and then you have what's called Biggs Army Airfield, which is utilized to fly large military flights in, airplanes in, and that can be used to fly people back to their home country.
You know, one other portion that we're watching here in the sector is in Colorado. A manhunt is still underway for an undocumented migrant who is accused of ramming his car into ICE agents during a targeted operation in Colorado Springs. Denver ICE releasing his photo on X, calling the suspect a child abuser who has already illegally re-entered the U.S. 6 times. So this is the type of thing that we're talking about. Given the growing number of attacks on ICE agents, I'm wondering what you think can be done to better protect authorities, because he simply is, he allegedly rammed his car into these guys.
Laura, and as you mentioned earlier, 26 years with the U.S. Border Patrol, and I've had a lot of friends that gone over to ICE, to ERO, their enforcement room operations, and it wasn't this dangerous, if you will. And I think really what's causing a lot of this danger, a lot of this, people fighting back against the agents and officers of ICE, as well as those other federal law enforcement agencies that are assisting, is the rhetoric. People from the left telling people to don't give up. It's your right to be here and whatnot. So, look, we're going to continue to see this day after day. We're going to continue to see media reports of people that are, whether they're running from ICE, they're fighting ICE, or even those here that are U.S. citizens that are taking upon themselves to create havoc, for those operations, those officers that are going in to affect those arrests. But I have to say, lastly, that not only is it putting ICE agents and officers in danger, it's putting American citizens in danger, those that are innocent and are doing their daily lives, and then ultimately also those that ICE is going after.
Yeah, and we're also taking a look at how this is playing out on the federal level, because we've got a federal judge that has served a major blow to the Trump administration's immigration policy regarding the temporary protected status. You and I have talked about this before, because the California-based judge ruled that Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem cannot end protections for thousands of Central America and Asian immigrants. And Noem was set to end the protections from people from several countries later this week. So, when you take a look, because we're all talking about how can this be done better? How can this be done right? How does this ruling affect Trump's immigration policy moving forward? How do you see it? As a hindrance? As a help?
No, Laura, as you know, look, Trump has been challenged every step of the way. And I predict he'll be challenged for the next 3.5 years during his presidency on all stances of immigration policy. And of course, as we've talked also, Texas is no stranger to this. Every policy that the state legislature and Governor Abbott put out was challenged. Some of them are still being held up in court. But I'll tell you, this is why it's so important for Congress to get together, pass laws that they can agree upon to ensure that future presidencies can't come in to create policies that circumvent the law. That's what we've seen for many years. Again, rather than changing the law, we see policies created, and that's what we end up enforcing here along the U.S.-Mexico border, as well in the interior.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.